The ocean was calm that morning. Dr. Taiwan Kim stood on the observation deck of the International Marine Research Base, sipping his coffee. The rising sun painted the water in shades of gold. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. A bright light cut across the sky. At first, Taiwan thought it was a meteor. But meteors don't change direction. This light zigzagged, then plunged straight into the ocean about 10 miles from the base. The impact sent water shooting up like a giant fountain. Alarms blared through the research base. Scientists ran in every direction. Phones rang. Computers beeped. Everyone was talking at once. "What was that?" asked Jin Ho, a young researcher who had only joined the team last month. "I don't know," Taiwan said, "but I'm going to find out." The base director's voice came over the speakers. "All personnel must stay inside. This is not a drill. Military forces are on their way." Taiwan ignored the order. He slipped away to the submarine dock where the small research sub called Searcher was kept. He had used it hundreds of times to study deep-sea creatures. Now he would use it to investigate something much stranger. As he prepared the submarine, his friend and colleague Dr. Hannah Lee caught him. "Are you crazy?" she asked. "The military ordered us to stay put." "Something crashed into our ocean," Taiwan said as he checked the oxygen levels. "Whatever it is, it's in my research area. I need to see it first before they come and take over." Hannah shook her head. "It could be dangerous. Or it could be the greatest discovery in human history," Taiwan replied. "I'm not missing that chance." Before Hannah could stop him, Taiwan closed the hatch and started the engines. The small submarine slipped into the water. As he dove deeper, his sonar picked up a massive object on the ocean floor. It wasn't natural. The shape was too perfect, too symmetrical. "An aircraft," he whispered to himself, but no known aircraft was this large. Then his instruments detected something else. A pattern of sound waves unlike anything he had ever recorded. They were too regular to be random. They seemed almost like a call for help. Taiwan guided his submarine closer. Through the murky water, lights began to appear. Not the steady lights of human technology, but pulsing, organic lights that changed colors in complex patterns. And then he saw it. Swimming around what was clearly a crashed spaceship was an enormous creature. It was like a sea serpent from old myths, but covered in patches of glowing skin that flashed in sequences. The creature was at least 60 feet long, with no legs but several tentacle-like limbs near what must be its head. One section of its body was badly damaged. A dark fluid, blood, clouded the water around it. The creature was hurt, and it was intelligent. The patterns of light weren't random. They were language. Taiwan's radio crackled. "Unidentified submarine. This is Captain Lee of the Korean Navy. Return to base immediately. Military vessels are approaching the crash site. The area is now restricted." In the distance, Taiwan could see the lights of approaching submarines and surface ships, much larger than his tiny research vessel, and undoubtedly armed. The creature turned toward him. Its lights pulsed faster, more urgent. It wasn't attacking. It was pleading. Taiwan made his decision. He positioned his submarine between the approaching military vessels and the injured alien. "This is Dr. Kim Taiwan," he responded into the radio. "I am observing an intelligent being in distress. It needs help, not weapons. I am staying right here. This is your final warning, Dr. Kim. Move your vessel immediately." Captain Lee's voice was hard and cold through the radio. Taiwan watched as 3 military submarines formed a half-circle around the alien creature. On the surface above, he knew warships were gathering. "Captain, please listen," Taiwan pleaded. "This being is injured. It's not attacking. It's trying to communicate." "That is not your call to make," the captain replied. "We have orders to secure the crash site and any potential threats." The alien's lights flashed faster. It moved back toward its damaged ship, clearly afraid. "It understands us," Taiwan said. or at least it understands our intentions. Please, give me 1 hour to try to communicate." The radio was silent for a moment. Then, "You have 10 minutes to return to base. After that, we will take necessary action." Taiwan's hands tightened on the submarine controls. He would not move. "Taiwan, are you crazy?" It was Hannah's voice now. She must have gone to the military command center. "Get back here now." "I can't," he said simply. "They'll kill it. It's an unknown alien creature. It could be dangerous. It's injured and scared. Wouldn't you be, if you crashed on a strange world and the locals pointed weapons at you?" The alien moved closer to Taiwan's small submarine. Its lights changed to a softer blue pattern. One tentacle-like limb reached out, stopping just short of touching the glass of his viewport. Taiwan turned on his external lights and flashed them in a pattern similar to the aliens. The creature pulled back, then flashed its lights in the same sequence. "It's mimicking me," Taiwan said into the radio. "It's trying to learn to communicate." 5 minutes, Dr. Kim. Captain Lee's voice was firm. Taiwan turned his submarine's cameras toward the military vessels and transmitted the feed to the base. "I want everyone to see what happens next. I am not moving." The alien seemed to understand the standoff. It positioned itself behind Taiwan's submarine, as if recognizing that this small human vessel was its only shield. "Dr. Kim, this is General Park speaking." A new, harder voice came through the radio. "That creature is an unknown entity from space. It could carry diseases. It could be the first of an invasion force. We cannot take chances with humanity's safety." "With respect, sir, we are the ones threatening it, not the other way around," Taiwan replied. 3 minutes. Taiwan switched to the base's frequency. "Hannah, are you recording this?" "Yes," she answered, her voice shaking. "Taiwan, please, make sure everyone sees it. The world needs to witness first contact, not a first murder." The alien's lights pulsed in what seemed like distress. One of the military submarines moved closer, its weapons ports opening. "This is your final warning," General Park said. Taiwan did not reply. He kept his submarine firmly in place. A shot fired through the water. Not aimed to hit, but close enough to shake Taiwan's small vessel violently. A warning. The impact damaged one of his external lights. Sparks flew inside the control panel. Alarms beeped as water began to seep in through a small crack. "The next one will not miss," General Park said. Behind him, the alien's lights flashed rapidly in patterns of red and white. It was afraid, but it also seemed angry? No, protective. Somehow, Taiwan understood that the creature was now concerned for him. "I will not move," Taiwan said firmly. "If you want to kill this being, you'll have to go through me first." Water was leaking into Taiwan's submarine. His oxygen level warning light began to flash. The small vessel would not last much longer. "Taiwan, your submarine is damaged." Hannah's voice was filled with fear. "The sensors show water coming in. You need to surface now." He looked at the alien creature. Its lights had turned to a deep purple color he hadn't seen before. Was it trying to tell him something? "I can't leave it," Taiwan said. "They'll kill it the moment I move." General Park's voice returned. "Dr. Kim, this is your last chance. We are authorized to remove your vessel by force if necessary." Taiwan made a quick decision. If he couldn't protect the alien in his submarine, he would have to try something else. "I'm coming out," he said. "Good. Return to base immediately," the general replied. "No, I mean I'm exiting my submarine." Taiwan put on his diving suit and oxygen tank. It would give him about 30 minutes of air. Maybe that would be enough time to make the military leaders change their minds. "Taiwan, no," Hannah screamed through the radio. He didn't answer. He closed his helmet, checked the seal, and opened the emergency exit hatch. Cold ocean water rushed in. Taiwan pushed himself out and swam upward, away from his sinking submarine. Then he positioned himself directly between the military vessels and the alien creature. Floating there in the open water, Taiwan knew how small he looked. A tiny human in a diving suit, facing massive submarines with weapons pointed at him. Behind him, the huge alien watched with what seemed like confusion. "Dr. Kim, what do you think you're doing?" General Park demanded. Making a point, Taiwan replied through his suit's communication system. "If you want to kill this creature, you'll have to kill me first. Are you prepared to do that, General?" To murder a human scientist to get to an injured alien that has shown no signs of aggression. The radio was silent. Taiwan knew his actions were being recorded and broadcast back to the base, perhaps even beyond that now. He was creating a situation the military couldn't easily dismiss or cover up. The alien moved closer to Taiwan. Its massive body could have crushed him with the slightest movement, but it moved with surprising gentleness. Its lights changed to a soft golden color, pulsing slowly. "See," Taiwan said into his radio. "It's curious. Not aggressive, just curious and scared." One of the alien's tentacle-like limbs reached toward him. Taiwan held perfectly still, heart racing. The limb stopped just short of touching his helmet. The creature's lights pulsed in a question-like pattern. "Yes," Taiwan said softly, though he knew the alien couldn't understand his words. "I'm trying to help you." "Dr. Kim, move away from the creature immediately." General Park's voice was urgent now. The alien's body shifted suddenly. One of its injured parts sent a cloud of dark fluid into the water. The movement was clearly from pain, not aggression. But to the nervous soldiers watching through periscopes and cameras, it looked threatening. "Fire!" someone shouted. "No!" screamed Hannah from the base. A single shot tore through the water. Time seemed to slow down for Taiwan. He saw the alien's lights flash in alarm. He saw the trail of the bullet moving toward the creature. Without thinking, Taiwan pushed himself into the bullet's path. The impact hit him in the shoulder. His diving suit tore open. Water and blood mixed together as pain exploded through his body. Taiwan's vision blurred. The cold of the ocean rushed into his suit. He was going to drown before he bled to death. As consciousness began to fade, the last thing he saw was the alien's golden lights growing brighter, moving toward him. A tentacle wrapped gently around his body. And then everything went black. Darkness. Then light. Then darkness again. Taiwan floated between consciousness and something else. Pain shot through his shoulder. He was cold, then warm, then cold again. Was he dead? No. Dead people don't feel pain. He felt movement. Something was holding him, carrying him. Through the fog in his mind, Taiwan realized he was still in the ocean. The alien had him. The creature wrapped a tentacle gently around his body. Through his torn suit, Taiwan felt a strange warmth where the tentacle touched his skin. Then something new happened. Images filled his mind. Not his own memories, but something else. Stars seen from different angles. A world with 3 moons. Creatures like the one holding him. Swimming through a vast, purple ocean. "It's speaking to me," Taiwan thought. Somehow, through direct contact, the alien was sharing its thoughts. The images changed. Now Taiwan saw himself through the alien's eyes. A tiny creature in a strange shell, placing itself between danger and the alien. Then a flash, a cloud of red in the water, and the tiny creature going limp. Taiwan understood. The alien was showing him what had happened. And with that understanding came a wave of emotion that wasn't his own. Confusion, wonder, gratitude. More images came. The alien's ship, tools, medical devices. The alien was trying to tell him something important. "My ship, heal you." The thought wasn't in words exactly, but Taiwan understood the meaning. The pain in his shoulder faded slightly. Taiwan looked down and saw something incredible. The alien had pressed another tentacle against his wound. The tip of the tentacle glowed with a pale blue light. The bleeding had slowed. "Temporary fix," came the alien thought. Need ship. Military submarines surrounded them now. Taiwan could see their lights through the water. They weren't firing, at least not yet. Perhaps they were too shocked by what they were seeing. The alien moved toward the crashed ship, still carrying Taiwan carefully. Dr. Kim. General Park's voice crackled through the remains of Taiwan's diving suit communication system. The creature has you. We're preparing rescue operations. Taiwan managed to press the response button. No. Rescue. Needed, he gasped. It's helping me. That's impossible. Watch and see, Taiwan replied. The alien brought Taiwan to an opening in the crashed ship. Light spilled out from inside. The alien slipped through, still holding Taiwan gently. Inside, the ship was unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with the same bioluminescent patterns as the alien skin. There were no sharp edges, no obvious control panels or equipment. Everything flowed together like a living thing. The alien placed Taiwan in what seemed like a pool of glowing liquid. Panic shot through him for a moment. He would drown. But as the liquid covered him, he realized he could still breathe. It felt like breathing air, not water. The liquid was warm. It seeped through his torn diving suit and covered his wounded shoulder. The pain began to fade. Heal, came the alien thought. Then talk. More images filled Taiwan's mind. The alien's journey. Its mission to find other intelligent life. The accident that damaged its ship and forced it to crash on Earth. And with the images came understanding. The alien was alone. A scout. An explorer, just like Taiwan. Why? The alien's thought pushed into his mind. Why save me? Taiwan didn't have words to reply, but he found he could share his own thoughts too. He focused on his feelings. Compassion, curiosity, respect for life. The alien's lights pulsed with what seemed like surprise. Most species fear difference, came the alien thought. Kill what they don't understand. Not all humans, Taiwan projected back. Some of us want to learn, to connect. The healing liquid glowed brighter around his wound. Taiwan could feel his torn flesh knitting together, the bullet being pushed out of his body. Outside the ship, military lights grew brighter. They were moving closer. Friends come, the alien asked. Not friends, Taiwan thought back sadly. Not yet, but maybe someday. Darkness, then light, then darkness again. Taiwan floated between consciousness and something else. Pain shot through his shoulder. He was cold, then warm, then cold again. Was he dead? No, dead people don't feel pain. He felt movement. Something was holding him, carrying him. Through the fog in his mind, Taiwan realized he was still in the ocean. The alien had him. The creature wrapped a tentacle gently around his body. Through his torn suit, Taiwan felt a strange warmth where the tentacle touched his skin. Then something new happened. Images filled his mind. Not his own memories, but something else. Stars seen from different angles. A world with 3 moons. Creatures like the one holding him. Swimming through a vast, purple ocean. It's speaking to me, Taiwan thought. Somehow, through direct contact, the alien was sharing its thoughts. The images changed. Now Taiwan saw himself through the alien's eyes. A tiny creature in a strange shell, placing itself between danger and the alien. Then a flash, a cloud of red in the water, and the tiny creature going limp. Taiwan understood. The alien was showing him what had happened. And with that understanding came a wave of emotion that wasn't his own. Confusion, wonder, gratitude. More images came. The alien's ship, tools, medical devices. The alien was trying to tell him something important. My ship, heal you. The thought wasn't in words exactly, but Taiwan understood the meaning. The pain in his shoulder faded slightly. Taiwan looked down and saw something incredible. The alien had pressed another tentacle against his wound. The tip of the tentacle glowed with a pale blue light. The bleeding had slowed. Temporary fix, came the alien thought. Need ship. Military submarines surrounded them now. Taiwan could see their lights through the water. They weren't firing, at least not yet. Perhaps they were too shocked by what they were seeing. The alien moved toward the crashed ship, still carrying Taiwan carefully. Dr. Kim. General Park's voice crackled through the remains of Taiwan's diving suit communication system. The creature has you. We're preparing rescue operations. Taiwan managed to press the response button. No. Rescue. Needed, he gasped. It's helping me. That's impossible. Watch and see, Taiwan replied. The alien brought Taiwan to an opening in the crashed ship. Light spilled out from inside. The alien slipped through, still holding Taiwan gently. Inside, the ship was unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with the same bioluminescent patterns as the alien's skin. There were no sharp edges, no obvious control panels or equipment. Everything flowed together like a living thing. The alien placed Taiwan in what seemed like a pool of glowing liquid. Panic shot through him for a moment. He would drown. But as the liquid covered him, he realized he could still breathe. It felt like breathing air, not water. The liquid was warm. It seeped through his torn diving suit and covered his wounded shoulder. The pain began to fade. Heal, came the alien thought. Then talk. More images filled Taiwan's mind. The alien's journey. Its mission to find other intelligent life. The accident that damaged its ship and forced it to crash on Earth. And with the images came understanding. The alien was alone. A scout. An explorer, just like Taiwan. Why? The alien's thought pushed into his mind. Why save me? Taiwan didn't have words to reply, but he found he could share his own thoughts too. He focused on his feelings. Compassion, curiosity, respect for life. The alien's lights pulsed with what seemed like surprise. Most species fear difference, came the alien thought. Kill what they don't understand. Not all humans. Taiwan projected back. Some of us want to learn, to connect. The healing liquid glowed brighter around his wound. Taiwan could feel his torn flesh knitting together, the bullet being pushed out of his body. Outside the ship, military lights grew brighter. They were moving closer. Friends come, the alien asked. Not friends, Taiwan thought back sadly. Not yet, but maybe someday. 1 week passed. Taiwan spent every day at the research facility, working with Dr. Sunmai Park to build a translation system for Voyager's light patterns. They made progress, identifying over 50 distinct patterns that seemed to have specific meanings. Amazing, Sunmai said as she reviewed their notes. Voyager's species uses light not just for basic communication, but for complex ideas, philosophy, science, art. Taiwan nodded. And the telepathic connection makes it easier. I can feel what the patterns mean, then help match them to our words. The door to the lab opened. General Park entered with 2 men in dark suits. Dr. Kim, Dr. Park, the general said stiffly. These gentlemen are from the International Security Council. They have questions about the alien. The men introduced themselves as Director Kang and Director Jun. We've reviewed your reports. Director Kang said, frankly, we find them concerning. Concerning? Taiwan asked. How so? You claim this creature can read minds. Director Jun said, that makes it a potential threat to national security. That's not how it works, Taiwan tried to explain. The connection only happens with physical contact, and it's more like sharing images than reading thoughts. Nevertheless, Director Kang continued, the Security Council has voted. The creature is to be moved to a maximum security facility for further study. You mean a military lab? Taiwan said angrily. where no civilian scientists will have access. The decision is final, General Park said. Transfer happens tomorrow. After they left, Sun Mi turned to Tawan. This is bad. Military scientists won't care about communication. They'll want to study Voyager's biology, its technology. They might even dissect it. Tawan clenched his fists. We can't let that happen. What choice do we have? It's the Security Council. Taiwan's phone buzzed. It was a news alert. His heart sank as he read the headline. Now we have another problem, he said, showing Sun Mi the screen. The headline read, Alien Attack. Video shows space monster attempting to kill Korean scientist. Below was a video still showing Voyager wrapping a tentacle around Taiwan's body. Out of context, it did look threatening. This is a lie, Sun Mi said. Voyager was saving you. Someone edited the footage, Taiwan said grimly. Cut out the part where it healed me. They watched the video. It showed Taiwan getting shot, then Voyager grabbing him. But instead of showing the healing, it cut to military submarines rescuing Taiwan from the aliens' grasp. The public will believe this, Sun Mi whispered. No one will support protecting Voyager now. Taiwan headed straight to Voyager's tank. When he placed his hand on the glass, he felt the aliens' distress immediately. Sick, came Voyager's thought. Images of pain, of systems shutting down. You're sick. How? Taiwan fought back. More images. Earth's atmosphere. Something in it that was toxic to Voyager's kind. Slowly poisoning it. How long? Taiwan asked mentally. The answer came as a feeling. Not long. Days maybe. Taiwan rushed back to Sun Mi. Voyager is dying. Something in our atmosphere is toxic to it. Sun Mi frowned. I noticed its light patterns were getting duller, but I thought it was just stress from captivity. We need to help it get back to its ship. It has medical technology there that could save it. The ship is under military control now too, Sun Mi said. Heavily guarded. Taiwan paced the room. We need allies. Someone in the military who might help us. Sun Mi hesitated, then said, I might know someone. Captain Do-hyun. He's a pilot who's been bringing supplies to the research center. He seems different from the others. More curious, less afraid. Can you talk to him? I'll try, Sun Mi promised. That night, Taiwan couldn't sleep. The news was full of stories about the dangerous alien. Politicians called for its destruction. Religious leaders declared it an abomination. Only a handful of scientists spoke in Voyager's defense, but their voices were drowned out by fear. His phone rang at 2 a.m. It was Sun Mi. I spoke with Captain Do-hyun, she said, her voice low. He's skeptical but willing to listen. He wants to see Voyager himself. Good, Taiwan said. And I've been thinking. We need more proof that Voyager is peaceful, something the public can't ignore. Like what? Like the truth about what happened that day. The unedited footage. The military controls all that footage, Sun Mi pointed out. Not all of it, Taiwan said. Remember, Hannah was recording from the research base too. We need to find her copies before someone else does. Tomorrow would be crucial. They needed the footage, they needed Captain Do-hyun's help, and they needed a plan to get Voyager back to its ship. And they were running out of time. Morning came too quickly. Taiwan met Sun Mi outside the research facility, where they found Captain Do-hyun waiting. He was tall, with serious eyes, and a stiff posture that marked him as military. Dr. Park says you can talk to this alien, Do-hyun said without greeting. I want to see it for myself. Follow me, Taiwan said. Using Sun Mi's security clearance, they entered the facility and headed to Voyager's tank. 2 guards stood at the door. Captain, one guard saluted. I wasn't told you had clearance to enter. Do-hyun straightened. Are you questioning a direct order, Sergeant? The guard hesitated, then stepped aside. No, sir. Sorry, sir. Inside, Voyager's condition had visibly worsened. Its lights were dim and pulsed slowly. When it saw Taiwan, it moved to the glass, but the movement seemed painful. "This is Captain Do-hyun," Taiwan said aloud, placing his hand on the glass. "He might help us." Images flowed into Taiwan's mind. Pain, weakness, a clock running down. Taiwan turned to Do-hyun. "Put your hand on the glass." "What?" "Just do it. Please." Do-hyun looked skeptical, but placed his palm against the tank. His eyes widened immediately. "What? What is this?" he gasped. "I can see stars, ships, a home world. Voyager is sharing memories with you," Taiwan explained. "It's how they communicate." Do-hyun's expression changed from shock to wonder as more images filled his mind. "It's dying," Do-hyun said softly. "I can feel it. The air here is like poison to it." He pulled his hand away, blinking rapidly. That was real, not a trick, not an attack. It shared its mind with me. "Now do you understand why we need your help?" Sunma asked. Do-hyun looked at Voyager for a long moment. "The transfer happens today. In 6 hours. After that, even I won't be able to get near it." "Then we have 6 hours to plan an escape," Taiwan said. Do-hyun shook his head. "Escaping is impossible. Security is too tight." "Not if we have official orders," Sunma said suddenly. "Orders to move Voyager." "Fake orders." Do-hyun frowned. "That's treason." "Not fake," Sunma corrected. "Just early. The transfer is already approved. We just change when and where." They worked quickly. Sunma used her computer skills to create transfer orders that looked official. Do-hyun provided his security codes. Taiwan worked out the route they would need to take to get Voyager back to its ship. "We'll need a tank filled with water to move it," Taiwan said. "Something big enough and with a life support system." "There's a marine mammal transport container at the dock," Do-hyun said, "used for moving dolphins. It's the only thing big enough. Can you get access to it?" Sunma asked. "Yes, but we'll need a truck to move it, and a crane to lower it into the water near the crash site." "I can arrange that," Sunma said. "My cousin works at the harbor." They built their plan carefully, thinking of every detail. But there was still one big problem. "The footage," Taiwan said. "We need to find Hannah's recording to clear Voyager's name." "I'll handle that," Sunma promised. "You focus on keeping Voyager alive until we can get it to the ship." As they finalized their plan, Taiwan's phone buzzed with a news alert. His blood ran cold as he read it. "They've moved up the transfer," he said. "It's happening in 1 hour, not 6. "How?" Do-hyun demanded. "I wasn't notified." "Someone must have heard about our visit to Voyager," Sunma said. "They're suspicious." Do-hyun made a quick decision. "We move now. No time for the full plan. I'll get the transport container. Dr. Park, create the transfer orders immediately. Dr. Kim, be ready with Voyager." They split up, each racing to complete their task. Taiwan returned to Voyager's tank and placed his hand on the glass. "We're getting you out," he thought to the alien. "Back to your ship. But you need to save your strength." Voyager's lights pulsed weakly in understanding. 20 minutes later, Sunma returned with the forged orders. 10 minutes after that, Do-hyun arrived with a truck carrying the water-filled transport container. "The guards at the dock didn't even question it," Do-hyun said. "But once we move Voyager, everyone will know something is wrong." "How long will it take to reach the crash site?" Taiwan asked. 30 minutes by road, then we need to get the container into the water." "Voyager doesn't have much time," Taiwan said. "Let's move." Sunma handed the transfer orders to the guards. They looked them over, made a call to verify, then began the process of moving Voyager from the tank to the transport container. "Wait," she called. "I heard what you're doing. You need this." She handed Sunma a small drive. "The original footage. Unedited. I kept a copy hidden." "Thank you," Taiwan said. "Go quickly, Hana urged. I overheard General Park. They're sending helicopters to the crash site. They're going to destroy the alien ship. The truck sped down the coastal road. Du Hyun drove, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. Taiwan sat in the back with the transport container, keeping his hand pressed against it to maintain contact with Voyager. Sun Le monitored the police radio from the passenger seat. Military radio chatter just increased. Sun Mai reported. They know Voyager is missing. How much farther? Taiwan asked. Through their connection, he could feel Voyager growing weaker by the minute. 10 more minutes to the harbor, Du Hyun said. Then we need to get the container onto a boat. Taiwan felt a nudge in his mind. Voyager was sending him images again, but these were different. Technical diagrams. Engineering plans. The alien was showing him how its ship worked. Voyager is trying to teach me about its ship, Taiwan said. I think it's worried it might not be able to operate the systems itself. Can you understand it? Sun Mai asked. Some of it. The healing chamber is powered by biological energy. It needs genetic material from Voyager's species to function. Will it have enough strength to use it? Du Hyun asked, glancing in the rearview mirror. Before Taiwan could answer, the sound of helicopter blades cut through the air above them. Military chopper, Du Hyun said grimly. They found us. Sun Le looked at her phone. Hana just sent a message. The unedited footage is now online. She uploaded it to every major news site. Will that help us? Du Hyun asked. Not in the next 10 minutes, Sun Mai admitted. The helicopter swooped lower, following their truck. A voice boomed from a loudspeaker. Stop your vehicle immediately. This is General Park. You are transporting a dangerous alien life form without authorization. We have to keep going, Taiwan said. Voyager won't survive if we stop now. Do Hyun nodded and pressed down harder on the gas. The truck lurched forward. They reached the harbor in record time. Do Hyun's military ID got them through the gate without questions. Taiwan's cousin was waiting with a small crane and a fishing boat. That's the biggest boat you could find. Du Hyun asked, looking at the weathered fishing vessel. It's the only one that could be ready this quickly, Sun Mai explained. And it's big enough to carry the container. They worked fast. The crane lifted the water-filled container and carefully lowered it onto the boat. Taiwan never broke contact with Voyager, climbing onto the boat as the container was secured. The crash site is 2 miles offshore, Taiwan said. We need to hurry. The boat's engine roared to life just as 3 military jeeps screeched to a halt at the harbor entrance. Soldiers poured out, led by General Park himself. Stop that boat, the general shouted. The boat was already moving away from the dock. Du Hyun took the wheel, steering them toward open water. They'll send the Navy after us, Sun Mai said, watching the shrinking figures on the dock. They already have, Du Hyun pointed to radar screen. 2 patrol boats approaching from the east. Taiwan barely heard them. His focus was entirely on Voyager. The aliens' lights were flickering now, growing dimmer. Hold on. Taiwan urged through their mental connection. We're almost there. Voyager's response was weak, just a faint feeling of gratitude. The fishing boat raced across the waves. Behind them, the military boats gained ground. Above, the helicopter kept pace easily. There, Taiwan pointed to a spot where the water looked slightly different. That's where the ship is. Do Hyun steered toward it. How do we get Voyager from the container to the ship? We'll have to open the container underwater, Taiwan said. I'll guide Voyager to the ship. You can't go in the water, Sun Le protested. Your shoulder is still healing. I have to, Taiwan said. Voyager is too weak to make it alone. The boat slowed as they reached the spot above the crashed ship. The military vessels were closing in fast. Whatever you're going to do it now, Du Hyun said. We have maybe 3 minutes before they're on us. Taiwan stripped off his jacket and shoes. Lower the container into the water, but don't open it until I'm ready. Sun Mai handed him a small oxygen tank. This will give you 15 minutes. Not more. Tai-1 nodded. If I'm not back by then, leave without me. Not happening, Do-hyun said firmly. We started this together. We finish it together. The crane lowered the container into the water. Tai-1 dove in beside it and gave the signal. Do-hyun opened the container doors. Voyager floated out weakly. Its lights were barely visible now. Tai-1 grabbed one of its tentacles, feeling the familiar mental connection snap into place. This way, he thought, pulling gently. Together, they swam down toward the alien ship. The water grew darker as they descended. Tai-1's lungs burned despite the oxygen tank. The pressure squeezed his body. But he kept going, guiding Voyager down. Finally, the crashed ship came into view. Its hull was damaged, but still intact. An opening glowed with faint blue light. They entered the ship together. Inside, everything was as Tai-1 remembered, but the bioluminescent walls were dimmer now. Voyager moved toward a chamber in the center of the ship, but its movements were slow and uncoordinated. It wasn't going to make it. Tai-1 felt despair radiating from the alien's mind. It was too weak to operate the healing technology. Then he remembered the images Voyager had shared. The healing chamber needed genetic material to function. Without hesitation, Tai-1 removed his oxygen mask and pressed his hand against the chamber's control panel. A sharp pain shot through his palm as the alien technology sampled his DNA. Lights flickered throughout the ship. The healing chamber opened.